Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, I'm excited to share these 3 amazing burger recipes. Burgers have to be one of my favorite foods, and I really wanted to do a video just focusing on 3 amazing burger recipes. So I hope you enjoy, but let's go ahead and get started and I will show you how to make them. First up today, we're making this balsamic onion and turkey burger. To begin, you will need to slice up 2 yellow onions. Once those are all sliced, you can go ahead and go over to your stovetop and add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter into a pan. Add in the onions once the butter has melted, and also about a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. Now give this a really good mix together, and then we're going to add just a couple shakes of salt and pepper. Then add a lid on top of your onions. Let these cook for about 20 to 30 minutes, making sure to give them a stir every once in a while. Now to begin making the actual patties, we're going to go ahead and add 1 pound of lean turkey into this bowl, 1 tablespoon of minced dried onion, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of thyme, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Once all of that is in your bowl, just use your hand and get that mixed up really well. This recipe makes about 4 patties, so just go ahead and divide that into 4 equal patties. I'm just cooking mine in a nice hot cast iron skillet. I don't know if I would grill these, they might stick to your grill a little bit. Turkey sometimes can be a little finicky, so I would say cooking them in a skillet like this is your best bet. You'll want to cook these over a medium heat for around 6 to 7 minutes per side until the center of the patty reaches at least 165 degrees. Just be careful cooking them any longer than this because turkey can dry out pretty easily. Once they were fully cooked, I went ahead and just removed those over to a plate, and immediately I added my cheese. Today we are using some sliced provolone cheese. That cheese will only take a minute to melt, and your onions should be finishing up at this point. So now you can build your burger. It should look something like this in the end. I went ahead and just added my onion onto my burger, and I did toast my brioche buns as well. I also added just a little bit of mayonnaise onto my burger, and then on the side there I just made some sauteed zucchini and a couple potato wedges. Next up, this recipe may be a little bit more kid-friendly than the last one. We're going to make some pizza burgers. Into my bowl, I'm adding 1 pound of ground beef. I believe this was 85/15. You will also need 2 teaspoons of minced dried onion, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Get this all mixed together and divide this into 4 patties. Moving over to my cast iron skillet, I'm going to go ahead and add in about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, and then I'm going to add my burgers into that oil when it's nice and hot. Over a medium heat, I cook these for about 3 to 4 minutes per side. If you like your burger to be a little pink in the middle, you can do that, but I went ahead and just cooked these most of the way through. Once the burgers are all the way cooked through, I'm just going to go ahead and set them aside for a moment. Now moving over to a baking sheet, I'm just adding a piece of foil on here to help keep the pan from getting too crazy dirty. I'm also going to add the bottom half of 4 brioche buns. and then I'm lightly spraying them with a little bit of avocado spray, and then adding them under the broiler for about 1 minute. After that 1 minute, when you pull them out of the oven, just make sure they are a little bit crisp, that way this sauce does not make them super soggy. At this point, we're going to make little pizzas out of these bottom halves of the buns by just adding a nice big scoop of this pizza sauce onto each one. On top of the pizza sauce, you'll go ahead and add 1 slice of mozzarella cheese. You'll notice that some of my cheese looks a little bit holy. That's because I ran out of mozzarella and had to substitute a couple pieces of Havarti cheese, but honestly it still tasted just the same. They were still good with the Havarti cheese. On top of the cheese, I'm then going to take some pepperoni. I prefer to use turkey pepperoni just because it's a lot less greasy. Add about 4 to 5 pepperonis on top of each one. Then this is going back in the oven under the broiler for another 1 to 2 minutes. Once that comes back out of the oven for the second time, at this point, then you will add on your burgers. And now we're just going to repeat what we did earlier on top of the burgers. We're going to go ahead and add another big spoonful of sauce. Then you'll add sliced mozzarella cheese, along with 4 to 5 more pepperonis. This step here is optional, but I'm just adding a few shakes of red pepper flakes and parsley over top of each one of the burgers. Now wherever you can find space, go ahead and add the tops of the buns onto the baking sheet as well. We do want the top buns to get a little bit of texture as well. Back in the oven this goes for another 1 to 2 minutes under that broiler. Once they come out of the oven for the third time, they should have some good color on the buns, the cheese should be all nicely melted, and the edges of your pepperoni should be a little bit crispy. Here's what my plate looked like in the end. I went ahead and just made some side salad to go along with this. Very nice and easy. These burgers were delicious. They were so saucy, so cheesy. I really love this recipe. It's so fun, and like I said, you can make these more kid-friendly, and if you don't want them to be quite so big, you could actually make these as sliders. And now we're going to make this honey barbecue onion ring bacon burger. This one was definitely the star of the show. To begin, I am just preheating my oven to 400 degrees, but I'm only doing this so I can cook these onion rings. So make sure you follow the directions on the back of the bag of your onion rings. For this recipe, you will need 4 of the largest onion rings you can find, as well as 4 of the smallest ones you can find in your bag. You want the small ones to fit inside of the larger ones in the end. Now in my cast iron skillet, I'm going to go ahead and start some bacon. I'm going to cook about 6 to 8 slices of bacon in total. Now getting started on the patties, into my bowl I'm adding another pound of ground beef. This one again was an 85/15 pack. For the seasonings, I'm using about 1 tablespoon of this hamburger seasoning, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Then you're just going to add a couple shakes of salt in here. You definitely don't need to go overboard with the salt. There's going to be a lot of different flavors in this burger. Once that is all mixed, I'm going to go ahead and make those into 4 equal size patties. As you can see, my bacon has finished cooking, so I'm just adding that over into a paper towel, and I'm going to go ahead and reuse this skillet. It does have a little bit of bacon grease in there. I drained some of it, that way they wouldn't be drowning in the grease, but there's still enough in here to add some good flavor into the burgers. While the burgers are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and take one jalapeno, this is a fresh jalapeno, and slice that into little slices, seeds included. And now into this little bowl, we're going to make the honey barbecue sauce. For this, you will need 2 tablespoons of honey, along with 2 tablespoons of your favorite barbecue sauce. I believe mine was smoky, so it did add a little bit of extra smoky flavor in here. Give this a mix together, and then you can just set it aside for right now. Again, I'm cooking my burgers for about 3 to 4 minutes per side, but if you like yours to be a little bit more done, then you can cook them just a little bit longer than that. Once they were done cooking, I went ahead and removed them to a plate with a paper towel, just so they wouldn't be dripping in grease. As soon as I take them out of the skillet, I'm going to go ahead and add on my cheese. Today we are using some sliced Gouda cheese. Give that just a minute to melt, and then you can go ahead and start building your burgers. For this one, I did go ahead and toast my brioche buns. Onto the bottom of the brioche bun, you will add your burger patty with the Gouda cheese. On top of that, add just a couple pieces of bacon. Then you will add your larger onion ring and put the smaller onion ring right in the center. On top of that, you'll add your sliced jalapenos, and then you can drizzle that honey barbecue sauce over top. Add the top part of the bun, and then this is ready to go. Here's what my plate looked like in the end. I was trying to recreate this burger from a local restaurant, and it honestly turned out so good. I was very pleased with it in the end. Both me and my husband love this burger. I will definitely be making this again in the future. And as you can see on the side there, I made some baked beans and some white cheddar macaroni and cheese. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I do hope that you enjoyed and found a recipe that looks good to you. Don't forget to leave me a flower down in the comments below to let me know that you made it all the way through today's video. And I will see you back here on Sunday with a new video. Bye!